90.1 WECS, something different. Hello, welcome back to another edition of this college radio show that I do. And today we've got an in-studio guest. Amazing. You are, if you're listening right now, and I know you are because you're hearing this, this is going to be an amazing show. Aisyah Hamel is a singer, songwriter, improviser, and wizard rocker based out of Connecticut. Her energetic live show combines her powerful pop vocals and rhythm guitar with strong songwriting and an infectious stage presence. Hello, Aisyah. How are you?
Hi, I'm great. How are you?
Oh, it's always stressful when we switch over from Arthur's musical myriad to something different.
Right. But we have to give something different to the people. So
Exactly. That's my goal since 1990.
Amazing.
Providing something different. And I think you provide something different as well.
Try to.
I mean, you're a singer-songwriter. That's pretty common. But there's definitely a different stratification. I don't know why I said that, but there's different layers of Aisyah Hamel.
Yeah. And I guess like slowly over time they'll be peeled back to be revealed.
And it's going to be amazing to find that reveal. So tell us, I guess, a little bit about you. You grew up in Berlin and then moved to New Haven area or something like that?
Yeah, I mean, I grew up in Meriden and then like in 8th grade moved to Berlin. And, you know, that is kind of a pivotal like thing, being in 8th grade and just one town over in such a different environment, Meriden to Berlin, really just next door. And so that kind of like my experience has been straddling a lot of different lines and categories. And so I think maybe that's why my music and my work and my output is also quite varied, because I've just popped into different, you know, socioeconomic, religious, racial, like so many different lines and categories. So I guess it appears in my music. But yeah, anyway, you know, I went to Berlin, I went to UConn, lived in a few different places in Connecticut, and yeah, and now I'm in a different journey.
Basically what you're saying is you're a New England baby.
Yeah, for sure. We're Boston Red Sox people. My
Yes.
dad's side is from Mass, Springfield and Boston. My grandmother was born in Somerville.
Ah.
Yeah, so yeah, very New England.
That's good. And we don't want you gravitating towards the other side of Connecticut. They go down lower to the other city.
Shh, we don't talk about them.
I guess the opening line of your song, New England Baby, sitting here all alone, nobody knows my face at all. Unless I'm on the microphone, I really don't exist at all. That song resonates with me so much. I mean, the whole song does, because I'm definitely a New England through and through. A hearty New Englander is the way I always call myself.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about New England Baby and why you wrote it?
Yeah, sure. I'm also interested to hear how it related to you, how you related to it. But I mean, it is kind of a story of, you know, getting out of your hometown and wanting to explore something else. So there's a lot of that in my work, the push and the pull. So this is kind of the push, you know, existing in a lot of these spaces and feeling like I have to limit myself or my expression in order to fit into these spaces. And, you know, it's kind of going out from those spaces. You're able to feel different sides of yourself, put yourself in different backdrops and like see how you adjust. And so with all those different variations of your outward self, you can kind of come back home and be not a different version of yourself, but something different. Ooh, wow, we're coming back. You know, something more crystallized or just nuanced maybe than you, or just free than you allowed yourself to be.
And I want to get into your journey over the past 3 or 4 years in a little bit. But can we do a song first?
Sure.
I want everybody to hear your amazing vocals and your songwriting skills and your musicianship all bundled into one.
All right. Wow, let's do New England Baby then, huh?
What a perfect song to start off with.
All right.
And then I'll remember the other lyrics that why they resonate with me.
Yeah, because I will sing them. All right, this song is called New England Baby. Sitting here all alone, nobody knows my face. Oh. Unless I'm on the microphone, I really don't exist. Oh. I try to be lovely. I try to be cool. I tried being lonely. Does it make me more interesting to you? Ha, ha. Sitting here watching everybody do the thing they do, politely listening. Thank you so much, thank you. Bob my head, tap my feet. Well, it's the least that I can do without causing a scene. Well, it's hard being lovely. It's hard being cool. It's hard feeling lonely in this stuffy room. I wanna know what it's like to feel assimilated. I wanna know who I am without feeling so dang jaded. Oh, New England baby, you mess me up, living in peace and comfort till it's not enough. Flying out on a Tuesday, no one knows my face. If you blink your eyes, you lose me. I'm stepping out of place into the sun. Well, it's nice being lovely. Well, it's nice being cool. Well, it's nice being lonely. Yeah, no one will tell you what to do. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I wanna know what it's like to feel assimilated. I wanna know who I am without feeling so dang jaded.
Yay. That was amazing. Ashley Hamel right here on this show. 90.1 WECS. We'll be right back after these messages.
Hi, this is Paul and Diane with Acousticool, one-of-a-kind live music in Bristol, Connecticut.
And you're listening to Something Different with Mark E. Ramone.
But it's cool, and we're cool, and everything's cool.
We are so cool down here at 90.1 WECS. It's like 40 degrees outside, but it's a beautiful day. Wasn't it a beautiful day driving up here?
It was. And like the snow just adds some color to everything. It's so pretty.
That's one of the reasons why I love New England so much. So, I guess the other part that resonated with me, it's hard being lovely, it's hard being cool. It was more sitting here watching everybody do the thing they do, politely listening, bob my head, tap my feet. That's kind of what I do when I go to a show. Very just blending in with the crowd. I don't get up and dance around.
Right? But don't you want to sometimes?
No, I mean, I wish I could. But it's that hardy New Englander in me that keeps me grounded and keeps me from, being at the center of attention.
Right? It's a lot. It's a lot.
So let's talk a little bit about what that song means to you. What's the line? I want to know who I am without feeling so damn jaded.
I just started to feel this. I mean, I wrote this song in 2018, might be actually, and I finally recorded it in 2023. And I was, those were contentious years for our nation, and they still are, but like that was the beginning of this era, from 2016 to 2020, really. And so I was feeling the same feelings within my communities here in Connecticut and also my online communities as well. The Wizard Rock that I was running in, and I just saw such aggressiveness come out of me, and I thought, this isn't healthy, this isn't useful necessarily. So it was because I was trying to fit into these paradigms that just did not have space for me to grow. I needed to go out in order to grow so that if I wanted to make a space for me, I could come back in with a bit more self-awareness and skill and growth and like come in on a different level back home.
I think we need to kind of back up, reverse, and turn around for a bit. Explain to everybody that you're a half-breed, right?
Yes.
A muggle.
I'm not a muggle. Yeah.
How do I say it? So you come from a mixed family, right?
Sure, yeah. So my father is French-Canadian, white American, and my mom is from Indonesia, from South Sumatra. And so, again, like with the mixed experiences, straddling so many lines. And so, being mixed in general, I think a lot of other mixed people, no matter what they're mixed with, have that sort of identity crisis. Who am I? Where do I belong? Where do I fit in? And New England is very white. Different parts of it are more diverse, and there's also diversity in other ways as well. But there's not a lot of Asians out here. It's not like the West Coast. And there's definitely not Indonesians. And so we have our community, but as I was getting more skilled in music and had more experiences, I started to think like, for me to carve a space for myself from where I was, I just felt like I couldn't grow fast enough for what I needed to do. So I went to Indonesia. I went to the homeland, the ancestors. And I had gone there, a few times in my 20s. We didn't really have a strong relationship with back home because my mom came here and was like, assimilate, and it's so far away. But like, since, the internet came about and it didn't cost $1 a minute to call, all of a sudden we started to get to know our family. Well, I
Was there
started to get to know
some
family.
resentment from the family in Indonesia for your mother for leaving?
No, not at all.
Okay.
And I have heard other immigrant experiences, the home country, like they have that sometimes in their culture where they feel resentment. No, but the Indonesians, especially my family, like my mom is the matriarch of our family. She put everybody through college with the American dollar, very much immigrant mindset, coming here to work and putting everybody through. So that's my mom, that's my legacy. So now, like, what do I do with all of this? Let me go back home to Indonesia. And I just found like the response there to my music was so different and so warm. And so I put myself in the big city, Jakarta. It's like New York, where it's huge and all the talent from the country goes there. I mean, it's the fourth most populous nation in the world, Indonesia. So there's like 250 million people. And they're fantastically musical, so talented in like all creative arts, from textiles, theater, dance, everything, graphic design. And so to put myself in that kind of ecosystem for the past 4 years since the pandemic, it's been quite fruitful, challenging as well. But yeah, and now I'm back home in Connecticut for a little bit and kind of sharing my experience and
That's cool. When I was looking up your kind of timeline and putting all the pieces together, I thought that was so cool that you went away. Did you decide to spend some time over there before the pandemic, or were you like on your way over there as it was happening, or?
Yeah. I had been doing scouting missions for like 3 years, and I'd leave during the winter, and I'd tell my job like I'll be back, and they're like okay. And I'd go over there for like a month or two and just see my family, do some traveling, and like just be in the ecosystem with the communities there. The last time I went in 2020, my friend was like, do you want to teach English? I was like, sure. So I did the interview, and then the pandemic happened. So they hired me, and I had to teach from New Haven to Jakarta online for like 6 months.
Oh, wow.
It was wild. Yeah, and I'd never teaching for a real school before. It's like a private Christian, like international school, very serious. And it was like Thursday night, and oh my God, I'm in New Haven until, up until 2, 3, 4 a.m., finish work at 4. It's wild.
Now, did you probably had some background in how to speak the language for Indonesia, right? No? But I mean, once you got immersed in there, you're probably learning it pretty well.
Yeah.
What's your proficiency now?
Depends on who you ask. For regular like people who don't know me, they'll be like, "Wow, your Indonesian's so good." Because everybody speaks to me in Indonesian. I pass just enough. And Jakarta is quite a melting pot as well. It's like the islands, so everybody's mixed with something for generations past. So I just kind of fit into that mosaic. So nobody speaks to me first in English. And they're confused when I'm like, like, why she don't speak Indonesian? But then if you ask my close friends, like the band that I work with, they roast me all the time. It's like, Ashley, you've been here for 4 years. How come it's not good?
Do you have like an accent, an American accent?
Yes, for sure. Like gringa.
Let's do another song.
Sure.
What would you like to do next?
So I'm in the studio right now with Sam Carlson from Sans Serif.
Get Out.
Yes.
Ooh, that's going to be a good collaboration.
Yes, we're doing 4 songs. And so it's been really good. He's such an amazing musician and producer.
Yeah.
Really nice to work with as well. Shout out to Sam. And so this is one of those songs that we're working on.
Awesome. Yeah, we love Sam Carlson. He's done so much with the Tynes and all different types of bands and artists and collaborations, and We feature Sam on the New Music Alliance Radio Hour quite often, and we'll get into that later. But first, Ashley Hamel with a new song. You heard it here first.
Mm-hmm. This one is called All of Our Futures. I dream of a place for us somewhere far away from the hustle and bustle, and I'm wide awake, but I'm dreaming. I am wide awake, but I'm dreaming. I know you have seen such wonders mingled with the pain and suffering. Which one to give time and space? Keep on both alive, stay wide awake. And I know it's one thing to imagine and another to face the facts. If we can find a way to fathom, all of our futures will differ from the past. All of our futures will differ from the past. And I'm released from wanting it back. And I know it's one thing to imagine, and it's another to put work in the ground. We need to put our words into action. Listen to the earth and her sounds. The power of the people standing proud. Well, you can't do nothing if you cannot dream. You can't do nothing if you cannot dream. And no, you can't do nothing if you cannot dream. Oh, well, I woke up this morning, healing on the brain, and I know you want it to be the same for you, for me, for you. So I'm gonna dream it until I believe it. Some days I'll be screaming, other times I believe it. Oh, I'll dream it now, I'll dream it now. Well, I'll dream it out loud. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll dream it out loud.
Beautiful, beautiful. What was the name of that song again?
I think that's called All of Our Futures.
All of Our Futures by Ashley Hamel. Ladies and gentlemen, wow. Let's all just take a moment into a collective sigh, and then we'll be right back after these messages.
Hi, this is Paul and Diane with Acousticool, one-of-a-kind live music in Bristol, Connecticut.
And you're listening to Something Different with Mark E. Ramone.
But it's cool, and we're cool, everything's cool.
I think it would be really cool if you were really doing a house concert and I was sitting in the corner in a nice comfy beanbag and enjoying the show, just tapping my foot and bobbing my head. Have you done any house concerts?
I used to, yeah, with my Harry Potter music. We would do, yeah, it was all DIY and just community based. Yeah, a lot of house shows. Haven't done one in a while though.
That's a cool segue because I know we're running out of time. I wanted to mention your Harry Potter. So you basically released one full album, a bunch of singles and an EP or something like that.
Yeah.
And your full album is a wizard rock songs about Harry Potter, right?
Yeah, it's a concept album. I recorded with Michael Arafay at the Coffee House Studios in Middletown. And it's a concept album. Basically, basically like when you press play, there's a lot of radio skits. The idea is my songs would be on the Wizarding radio. So the whole thing is set in a radio station. And I had my friend who's a voice actor be like the morning announcer in between songs.
Oh, cool.
And then in the latter half, I come in with my like Delilah character, Gardenia Lacomorph, and she starts to introduce the more quiet songs for the evening portion.
Wow.
So yeah, it's
That's
a lot
cool.
of fun. It's
I
called
need to listen.
WCID.
I haven't listened to that yet, but I will. I've heard some of the songs, but I didn't listen to the album.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
WCID FM 93.4.
I heard that the filming is starting next year on the next Harry Potter film.
Again?
Yeah.
I don't keep up anymore.
Oh, you don't?
No, I keep
Okay.
up with my
Well, that
friends
was like
and the Harry Potter.
That was when you're in your youth.
No, I
and
mean,
you're-
there's just been like so much controversy with J.K. Rowling,
Oh, okay.
and
Yep.
the whole community is entirely queer, and tons of trans people in our community. So when she came out as like a transphobe and this and that, like really going out of her way to like go after these people,
Yeah.
like wow, you should really scapegoating, because they're just minding their own business, trying to be themselves,
Yeah.
you know. But yeah,
It's
kind of
unfortunate.
left a bad taste in your mouth after that.
It does. But I wanted to mention another film that was just released, I think maybe this week or very recently. It's the highest grossing debut for Disney, Moana 2.
Oh, really?
And this is the first animated movie soundtrack created entirely by women. And the reason why I mention is I think some of your songs, your lighter, whimsical songs, kind of have that theatrical, whimsical flair characteristic of Disney songs.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm wondering if you can kind of picture yourself doing a soundtrack for Disney.
I always wanted to make a musical, because I do a lot of theater and a lot of musical theater, especially nowadays back in Jakarta. I always envisioned my show would be like Once. I don't know if you ever saw that with Glenn Hansard and Marketa Iglova. They had a movie, and then they made it into a stage show, you know, like a show where the people are playing the instruments on stage.
Oh,
I
cool.
always loved those. But Disney, yeah, that would be cool. That would be really cool.
I'm not. I don't watch Disney, but I just. It was funny that I thought that.
That's a very strong connection, though. You're absolutely right.
Have you ever been on Broadway?
No, just community stuff. But in Jakarta, it feels like Broadway because they really make such huge productions. I was in Mamma Mia last year, and they cast me as the Meryl Streep, as Donna Sheridan. I hadn't done musical theater in like 12 years, but I did a lot of improv at the CT Comedy Theater since then.
Oh, cool.
So I was like ready. Yeah, I have been doing theater since, grade 6, but and I didn't like the idea of having to audition all the time to get access to the stage. Like, I just want to perform in front of people. I don't want to have to ask permission so many times. So I didn't really take theater seriously, although it's always been a strong love of mine. Yeah.
And you said you've done improv in Connecticut?
Yeah.
Cool. I've been to a couple of events over in Hartford. Amazing. It's always a great show.
Right? It's so creative. So they can just come up with all this on the top of their heads. And
Definitely not
really,
me.
really cool.
Definitely not me. You just released a couple songs recently, and you said you're working on this one right now that you just played with Sam Carlson. Can you tell us a little bit about what you've been working on? You just released, what was it? Bad Boy.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one is, it's behind me. I can't see it.
It's called Belahan Jiwa, and it means soulmate in Indonesian. Both of these songs were produced by a friend in the blues community in Jakarta. His name is Anov Blues One. And Belahan Jiwa, he wrote this beautiful ballad in Indonesian. It kind of has like Blue Moon vibes. Blue Moon, like that, you know. Aku selalu nyanyi. So I don't speak great Indonesian. I've just been learning for the past 4 years. And I'm in my 30s, so like it takes a long time now to get into my brain. But yeah, I loved the song, so I sang on it. And that's been my first single in Indonesian language. And then he and our friend Reza, who's also from the blues community, they had worked on a song, and they came to me. They said, "Ashley, we need your attitude on this song." I said, you got my number. Let's go.
There's plenty of attitude in the video, I gotta say. I was watching it this morning and was like, yeah.
That's the American, like, giving no attitude. Like, that's what they, that's one of the things that I bring to Indonesia is, because a lot of them are so far past my skills in music, but I can bring the showmanship and the American, we express ourselves. We don't have so much of a social pressure the way that they do to like conform in certain ways. And I'm not sure, some of that is Indonesian culture, some of that is Jakarta city also. And so, what I bring, when we play this tune, I'm dancing, I'm bouncing everywhere. I can't help it. And everyone's like, wow, what is she on? Like, I'm on the blues. I don't know what you're on, but like, this is how it comes out.
And it's kind of like a grungy, dirty Delta blues, right?
Yeah.
It's very cool. I love it.
Thank you.
Man, time keeps flying.
Right.
Can we do
play
another
it?
song?
Should we play Bad Boy, or do you want me to do a whimsical Harry Potter song?
Let's do one of each.
Yeah.
We'll do one now, and then before the end of the show, we'll do another one.
You'll have to play the track for Bad Boy, because I can't play that acoustically.
I was going to say.
Although we did a radio spot in Jakarta, and that was cool because I'm speaking Anglo-Indonesian. And we did it live acoustic. It was fun. All right, cool. All right, this one, so theatrical.
90.1 WBCS, something different.
This is called Hey Dude. It's from my album WZRD. Check. Hey dude, I thought we were cool. That's gonna be me and you. Oh yeah, and Hermione too. I tried for many years to ignore what was happening. As soon as you walked through that door, she was fumbling, my sister. For real though, ooh, ooh, ooh. Ooh, I hope this won't be a mess. Ooh, I'm playing fiddle heel again. She got your sights on you, you better make a move. She thinks that you were meant to be here. Why did you have to choose a girl who's related to me? Hey dude, well my sister done been through some things. She been abused, and ever since she wants to get over that thing that was done to her. Every now and again she needs a shoulder, my sister. Okay, so basically this means you better be around or else I swear to I hope this won't be a mess. Ooh, I'm playing fiddle heel again. You got your sights on her, you better be sure you really wanna be a Weasley. If not, well, things are gonna get weird, like really, really quickly. A 1, 2. I'm like, come on, man. You're my only best friend, and I only got one sister. Well, now, I hope this won't be a mess. I'm here to heal again. You got your sights on her, and now it's for sure. You really gonna get married. Oh well, I guess it's only one more. One more in my giant Weasley family.
Oh, that was amazing. I love it. Ashley Hamel right here, 90.1 WECS. Something different. We'll be back right after this message. Stay tuned.
Hi, this is Paul and Diane with Acousticool, one-of-a-kind live music in Bristol, Connecticut.
And you're listening to Something Different with Mark E. Ramone.
But it's cool, and we're cool, everything's cool.
90.1 WECS. Something different. I keep playing the little promotion for Acousticool, my favorite house concert to go to in Bristol, Connecticut. And I was gonna tell Ashley off the air. I'm like, you should check out, see if you can get a gig there. And you said you already have played there.
I haven't played there. I've been there.
Oh, you've been
To
there.
watch,
Okay.
Yeah. Really cool.
I just love the concept of going to somebody's house, meeting a bunch of strangers, and listening to some great music. And when I first started going there, it was in their basement. It was cramped, but it was cozy. And then they have since built a little stage out back. Oh, you haven't seen the stage?
Yeah, I was only in the basement.
It's a beautiful stage they did out in the backyard as a result of COVID, I believe. I want to get back to your story. So you spent a few years over there kind of during the pandemic, and now you're back for, not for like permanent, but you're back. Do you feel like you've brought something back with you from your experience, your immersion into Indonesia?
I mean, for sure. I'm just trying to pinpoint. You know, I've been home for 2 months now. I've got one more month left, and it's been so beautiful. I've perhaps a different perspective, and a perspective that's a lot more grateful than I used to be. And especially, I was here for the election. I voted, and so seeing everybody feel really different on the spectrum of grief and sorrow. Everyone's on there, but just in different spots. I mean, not everyone, of course. And so just to see, you know, our nation shifting again into different directions, and to remind people, because I've been away from home and from America for a little bit. Like this past time, I was gone for 13 months straight. I think that was the longest I've ever been away. And so I'm grateful for this beautiful clean air. I'm grateful for this beautiful land. Even here in Connecticut, of course, it's gorgeous. And we have everything in like small miniature, but we have everything. The people are kind. People wouldn't think that, okay, we're kind in that way. But when I traveled to Seattle, like 5 days after I came back, in the space of travel, I saw everyone helping each other, putting their luggages up, taking them down, holding doors. I had a moment of like overwhelm, and people came up to me and asked me if I was okay. Like in Jakarta City, it's so packed. They kind of just ignore each other. There's not that sense of care that we show each other on the daily. That's Americans. That's what we do. And so I just want to remind people that no matter what political waves come in and out, we the people, we are this way. We take care of each other at the end of the day.
That is what has made America so great. One of the many things that has made America great. And
Yeah, we've been great, well, in certain ways. But, I focus on the positive a lot more than I used to. And that's been helpful for me. I hope that, it's
That's
helpful
cool.
for you guys too.
I imagine that you said New England is beautiful, and I agree wholeheartedly. But when I went on this morning to do kind of quick research on where Indonesia is, I was looking at some pictures. I'm like, that's pretty gorgeous too.
Sure, yeah.
You're pretty much always near the ocean at some point, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Kind of like Connecticut, where you're always within at least an hour's drive.
Yeah.
No more than an hour's drive.
Yeah, I mean, it's so weird to wrap your mind around the dimensions and like the size, but yeah, pretty much.
Wow. Ashley Hamel, are you also using your middle name now?
Yeah, my middle name is Aisyah,
Aisyah,
and it's
right?
spelled in like the Indonesian way. So I've been kind of using that in Indonesia to be more relatable. But then they kept thinking I was Indonesian full, and I was like, let me go back to Hamel, bring back my French Canadian roots. Just my name. Your name represents your past and your history. So it is kind of helpful to lead with that to open up the conversation.
Is a surname used more often than a person's individual name?
No, not necessarily.
I think that's the way it is in other Asian countries. I'm not sure, but
No, in Indonesia, the thing is they have really long names, and so they'll pick different parts of their name, like different syllables within it, to be like their nickname. And you might have a name that your family uses for you, and then you'll have a different part of your name for other people.
that's cool.
Yeah. Like my name is Ashley. Some people might choose to be like Lee instead of Ash. Like they really are quite creative with where they pick from it. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, go ahead. No one said there were rules here.
Very cool. We want to do another song, but I also want to get in. You're going to be performing quite a bit coming up. I know you were going to be at Arch Street Tavern on December 28th. I'm sorry.
19th.
Rewind. Yeah, 19th. Thursday the 19th at the Arch Street Tavern. Great place to play.
Yeah.
Great intimate setting. And also on the 28th at the Buttonwood Tree in Middletown. And there were some others too. Now, where can they go? To your website, ashleyhamel.com, or?
Yeah, they can go to my website for more information. I'm very active on my Instagram as well, ashley.aisyah, AISYAH. And I have my link tree there where you can go to get tickets for these things. And stay tuned, with the lineups and everything.
Awesome. I definitely going to keep an eye on you for Instagram now.
Sure.
And definitely want to catch one of these live shows that you've got coming up. So, do you want to play a quick game?
Yeah.
Before we run out of time, because we've got the New Music Alliance Radio Hour coming up in about 7 minutes. Oh gosh! All right, so stay tuned for the New Music Alliance Radio Hour. I'm not on the show. Stay tuned next week. It's going to be. Oh, I don't know. Never mind. Just 4 o'clock, New Music Alliance Radio Hour. We're going to play a song called Lyrical Ponderings. I'm going to give you a song title, The song title is in the form of a question. You can either tell me who sang the song or answer the question.
Okay.
And it's hard for me to do two things at once. I'm trying to pull it up as we're talking. Okay, pick a number between 1 and 202.
85.
85. Here we go.
Ready.
Baby, can I hold you?
I don't know. Yes, all night long. Is that the answer?
Good response. That's Tracy Chapman from 2001.
Deep cuts.
All right. Don't worry. Like hardly anybody ever gets those right. So,
Aw.
but it's always fun to play.
Yeah.
We want to play your blues rockin' song here, Bad Boy. Is there anything else we want to cover? 'Cause we've got, let me see, that's probably like a 4-minute song, which gives us like 2 minutes to talk.
Yeah, no, those shows, I'm excited about them. Hartford on the 19th, Middletown on the 28th. I'm doing a songwriting workshop at the East Hartford Public Library on Wednesday the 11th. If
Oh, wow.
anyone wants to come by. And yeah, thank you so much for having me. This is such a pleasure to talk to you.
Thank you for coming down. I've admired you. I don't know, it's been like over a year, I think, since I first noticed you, and then I noticed that you were away, and then we couldn't do an interview live in person, so we waited for a while. And
Yeah,
then,
like a year. So thanks for having me.
and recently you were on NPR a few months ago, I think.
Yeah.
A wonderful interview there. And
There's a story behind that. Like, I just got back to Indonesia and I slept for 14 hours. The interview was supposed to start at my 8 p.m. and I woke up at 7:58 or something. They had been calling me for like 30 minutes and were freaking out. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And like, we just made it. That's why like in the beginning of that, I'm out of breath. Panicking. I slept for 14 hours. I didn't put on an alarm. I thought I would be fine.
oh, wow.
Oh my God.
That is so cool. It's so cool that you can do an interview from halfway around the world.
No, I do not recommend. Give yourself a day in between.
Do you have like in the back of your head, like a time conversion? What is it in the U.S.
Always.
versus what is it here
And
now?
then it's daylight savings, and then it messes it up
gosh.
completely.
Oh my goodness.
Right now, it's a solid 12. Easy to remember.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Directly halfway around the world.
Right.
All right. So we're going to do Bad Boy. You wrote the lyrics
Yeah.
and they did the music?
Mm-hmm.
These two, Reza and Anov?
Mm-hmm.
Amazing. I love it. Do you want anything you want to talk about before we
Yeah,
play
go
it?
check out the music video. It's just me dancing around this place in Jakarta. It's pretty fun. In this picture, he's got Frozen. You can see the bus and all these little decorative plants. You'll see the motorcycles go by.
It looks like a clean city.
Oh, Lord. We don't have time for that.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Yeah.
Well, Ashley, thank you so much, and definitely want to see you live. I'm looking forward to your future collaborations with Sam Carlson, anybody else that you want to work with, and when you go back to Indonesia, I hope you have a safe journey and become more enriched, and yeah, best wishes to you in your future.
Amin. Terima kasih. Thank
All
you.
right, here we go. Bad Boy. You like the Bad Boys, don't you?
Well, I don't, and that's what this is about.
I was going to say, when I was listening to the lyrics today, I'm like, yeah, she doesn't go for that.
I don't go for that.